Hello artists! Welcome back to Edwardsville Art Center's Epic Online Art Camp. This Saturday we're making forest friends. I'm going to show you how to make a standing paper sculpture of an animal and how to make standing little friends to go with them. If you don't want to make deer or gnomes, you can make any kind of friends you want for your forest, bears, rabbits, unicorns, whatever you want to live there. But I'm going to show you how to make it so that your paper sculptures can stand, and then I'll show you how to draw the creatures that I've made. For this project, you're going to need scissors, a pencil, drawing materials such as a pastel, color pencil, crayon marker, whatever you want to use to draw on these characters. And for your paper, cardstock or construction paper or a heavier paper would work best. Even if you have manila folders, you could cut up, those would work good. Light, thin paper does not stand very well. All right, let's go ahead and get started on our forest friends. To begin, we're going to need paper. And I'm going to show you the inside so you can see how we make our friends stand. I'm going to start with my deer and show you how to cut one out and start the other one, and then I'll show you how to make the tabs for the other little friends if you decide you want to add trees, gnomes, mushrooms, or something else to your forest setting. All right, let's get our piece of paper. If you're making a large deer, you're going to need to start with a whole sheet of paper. Take your whole sheet of paper and we're gonna fold it in half, hamburger style, or like a book. Take the crease where you just creased it and put that at the top. So it should be an opening at you and your crease at the top. We need to leave the crease at the top because that's what's going to hold this together. You can see the crease stays as we make the animal. So I'm going to start with pencil. We always start with pencil so that if we make a mistake, we can go ahead and go back and erase that. So what I'm going to do is start with a large arch in the middle, and that's going to be the leg. So I'm going to go ahead and outline mine in a colored pencil just so you guys can see, but I'd like you to do yours with pencil first. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and add the front leg. So I'm going to start with a front leg, and then I'm going to come up to a neck. So just kind of go off the paper. We're going to glue a head over that part. And then now I'm going to create the back leg. So I'm going to start going up straight, and then I'm going to come out and around and add a little tail. So for the tail, it kind of looks like a raindrop turned to the side. So up, around for the back, and the tail. Okay, we're going to go ahead and cut this out. Make sure we do not cut the top off. We're just going to follow along our lines. I will cut out just this little triangle between the tail and the back. Save these. I'm going to use that for the head. Okay, so now I have the shape, and if you unfold it, you notice it's obviously the other side, but now we can kind of stand that up so that your deer will stand. Okay, go ahead and lay it back down, and we're going to add the head. So I'm going to take one of these arches, and I'm actually just going to use this shape for the head. So I want you to go ahead and get some glue. Put some glue on that neck that you left, and then we're going to place the head above it. Okay, next what I'm going to do is use some of my other scraps to create the other details like the ear and the antlers. So I'm going to take this little scrap I had, and remember, if we leave it folded over, that's going to make it easier for us to make identical ears. So I'm going to leave it folded, draw my ear. It's the same as the shape we just made for the tail, almost like a drop. And now I have 2 ears that match. So I'm going to go ahead and glue the ears onto the side of the head. And then maybe I'll draw the little detail inside the pink part of the ear. And now this deer I added antlers onto. So if you have another color of paper that's lighter, you can grab that other piece of paper and make them out of that. I'm gonna go ahead and just make mine out of one of my other scraps that I have and go ahead and color it in. So to draw my antler, it's almost like a cactus. I'm gonna make a line and then come up and make 2 round pieces, almost like a coral. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and cut that out. And you left your paper folded, so you should have 2 matching. And I'm gonna go ahead and glue those behind the head. Remember, when you're gluing, it helps to push and count to about 10 to make sure that's gonna stick. Okay, so I have my deer all ready with the body, and I'm gonna go ahead and start drawing the face on that. I'm gonna draw mine in colored pencil, but I want you to use pencil to make sure it's right before you go ahead and color it in. So what I did first is I added a little rainbow arch towards the bottom to show the white part of the mouth. And then I drew the nose. So you're gonna start with a round top and kind of make it a little bit triangular. And then we're gonna add the eyes. So for the eyes, I just did 2 almond shapes. So go ahead and make a rainbow arch on both sides. And then I went ahead and filled that in on the bottom. Okay, I'm gonna draw the pupil, the iris, and color those in. So all I did was I drew a little white, or left a little space for white, and colored in around. Draw a circle, color around. And then I actually went on top with white colored pencil and colored in those white pieces with white colored pencil. If you're using white paper, you can just leave it white. Just like that. Okay, you can pause the video and go ahead and color in your deer. I'll show you my finished one again. Some of the details I added were coloring the bottoms of the feet for the hooves, adding some little spots on the back, a white tail, a little bit of white on the chest and nose, and then of course coloring in the ears and eyes. Okay, I'm gonna move on to the smaller deer, which is the same exact way we made the other one, except for this one I turned its head to the side and I didn't use as much paper. So I'm gonna take my paper and fold it in half just like we did before. But this time I'm gonna cut it on that fold and just use 1 small piece. Okay, using just this small piece now, I'm going to fold it in half and put my fold at the top. So it's the exact same as we did the other one. I'm just using a smaller piece of paper. All right, I want you to use pencil, but I'm gonna use colored pencil so that you can see. Again, we're going to add an arch to the middle. Save your scrap, we'll use it for the head. We're gonna draw the leg, so come up straight and then come up for the neck. I'm doing this one facing the opposite direction. I'm gonna come up on this way, around, and then for the back, and add a little tail. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and cut out this baby deer. If you cut it right, you should be able to open it and see both sides matching, and it should be able to stand on its own now. All right, laying my baby deer back down. I'm going to grab one of my scrap pieces, and what I'm gonna do is draw, I'm gonna come down and then up for a round side view nose. So I kind of made it an oval with a small round oval on top. If you want to draw a nose coming off of that, you can. Okay, so we have our head. I'm going to glue it on. And then I need to add an ear. And this time I just need one ear. Back to that rounded triangle shape. Okay. And then I'm going to glue my ear to the top of the head. Okay, to color in this little deer, I'm going to add one eye. Again, that almond shape, so add a little arch. Fill in the bottom with an opposite side arch. Go ahead and draw your iris. And then we can draw the inner part of the ear. And then I'm going to leave a line where I'm going to draw white. So I did a white patch around the eye, and then white on the snout, white on the chest, and then white on the stomach. I also left some little white spots on the back. So again, I'm going to go over this one with white colored pencil. And I'm going to show you my finished one. I also added hooves on this one, colored in the ear, the eye, the nose, and then of course my spots on the back. Okay, so both of these deer should be able to stand. And now I'm going to show you how I made the little gnome and the mushroom. So these ones I just cut out flat paper, and I actually use scraps if you have big enough scraps, or still the other half of the baby deer. You can go ahead and just draw them on this. So the mushroom is very simple. Go up with 2 straight lines. And then come out and make a big rounded triangle on top. And I did kind of like a classic Mario mushroom with the white spots. You can make any kind you want. Maybe you even want to make a little tree. I'll go ahead and make a little pine tree. So I'm going to do triangles. Getting bigger, and then a little trunk. I'll go ahead and cut these out and speed it up, and then show you how I added the tab to make them stand. Okay, next I'm going to show you how to make the gnome on the last piece, and then I'll show you how to make the tabs for the back. For the gnome, I started out with a tall triangle for the hat. Make a rounded line at the bottom for a cone. You're going to come down a little bit for the head and add a little pointy ear on each side. Now I went straight across here for the beard. So you want to give him a long beard. I'm going to kind of draw down for his ears. Add 2 eyes. Mine's kind of closing his eyes. If you want to draw different eyes, you can. I put a round nose and then kind of a mustache going down into the beard. All right, now for his body, it's pretty simple shapes. We're just going to come down and make a big round body. I'm going to go ahead and draw a line across and then add 2 straight down lines for the pants. I'm going to draw a line separating the pants, and I'm going to draw a shoe on the bottom of each one by making a round rainbow arch and then a flat line at the bottom. And then last, we just have to add some arms. So all I did was come off the top and come down to the pants, and I put a little circle on the bottom for a hand. Okay, and then I went ahead and colored in my gnome. So I'm gonna cut this one out as well, and then I'll show you how to make the tab. Okay, now that I have my new settings, I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to make tabs for those. And it's very simple. I'm gonna go ahead and get a square piece of scrap and fold it in half. And I'm gonna go ahead and cut out one, so it's just a flap like this. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna glue that to the back of the gnome so that it makes the bottom flat so that it can stand. So I'm gonna take one end of this, and I'm gonna glue that to the back of my gnome. Remember, we might need to press down for a few seconds. And now he has a little tab to stand up on. So it's kind of hard to see at this angle. Okay, I'll show you again how to add one. Now for my mushroom, is very small. What I'm gonna do is cut some off of that and make it very short, and then do the same exact thing. Put glue on one side. Woo. Glue it to the back of my mushroom. Now it has a little tab to stand on. And I'll do the same for my tree. Make sure you're taking it all the way to the bottom. Okay, once you have all your tabs, you can go ahead and start coloring everything in. Now I used a combination of Sharpies and colored pencil. You're welcome to use any drawing materials you want. And remember, you don't have to make all the same characters I did. This is your forest scene. If you would like to make bears, if you would like to make unicorns, whatever you want to live in your forest, feel free to make. Okay, I cannot wait to see you guys as forest friends. Make sure if you want, you can send us a picture, and we would love to see what you are working on. Thanks for joining us this Saturday, and I'll see you again next week.